you ever wondered how fast can a very heavy wooden boat sail upwind? Well, we have wondered that because a very heavy wooden boat is the boat we have, so we wonder that all the time, and now it's gonna be the time that we're gonna find out. As you can see, we are out of water. And the place where we get water is exactly where the wind's coming from.
We are exactly over here. We have to get over here. Not very far, but it is upwind. Initially, before we had the sails, we would have just motored all the way around in a straight line as possible. But now we're really going to make the most of our sails and sail, which means we're going to have to do some tacking and sailing upwind. The question is, how long is it going to take and how many times do you think we're going to have to tack? 2 tacks, one each side.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
That's very optimistic.
The problem is we're struggling to keep this chart outside because the wind just picked up. So let's get going. We are only using the engine to just leave those muscle parts behind. We're almost around them. Then we're going to open the sails, engine off, sail to get water. How fast are we going to go?
Upwind, 4 knots.
Well, let's try and reach those 4 knots at least. Uncle Rafiki at the furler, or in this case, unfurler. Stuff flows so easy now. We've got all the stuff cleaned and greased properly. Exercise done for today, MP. You do the honors. We are sailing. We are sailing. Now, one thing I can tell you guys already, this Genoa, which is the staysail kind of the sail on the sail of the main mast, we can see from the pilot house. However, the other 2 are hidden behind it, so we always have to go here. Let's see how it's doing, then go back and roll them up. You can see here we only have 1 winch. That's not an issue. We're not a regatta fast boat. It takes a while for us to tack and there's never really a rush with us. So we just take the line off, put the other one on, tighten it, loosen it, whatever, and so on. The wind speed on the plotter is saying 0 knots. We know the direction, but we don't have the cups that is going to show us the wind. We've got pretty good speed. We're going about 60 degrees upwind, which is a very comfortable zone. I don't want to force the sails anymore for today. I think this is very, very good. I can see that the shape of the jib is too tight on the bottom and too loose on the, let's say, the spine of the sail. I'll look that up, that's the term I need to know. So we can't work on the soft shackle yet where the sheet is coming into the boat from the jib. However, we can already do it on the starboard side so that when we tack, we can see if the shape of the sail is a lot nicer. For now, the soft shackle is on the 3rd spindle aft. I've already put the soft shackle on the 1st spindle, so let's see how that works. We ended up cheating a little bit. We were stuck in this no wind, shallow water, high current area down there with that island being an obstacle. So we just decided to motor up a tiny bit. I think we're in a good area now. We've got a lot of windy space around us, a lot deeper waters. So let's get these sails open again. Our plan now is to open the jib half. The jib is what's preventing us from going upwind. I'm refusing on not using it. Engine off in some more open waters now. Small test, we've got about half of the jib open, about 3/4 of the bouger, which is the one aft of the jib, and then we've got the full Genoa open. See if we can get upwind a bit more like this. We've got a lot more space and a lot more wind to play around with. And our destination probably right over there. So I think a few tacks over here we can play around and we should be good. Our goal right now is to stay upwind without losing ground. So this boat is definitely a boat to be sailed in more favorable winds, which would mean anything except for north, northeast or northwest today. But I'm up for a challenge, and if today is the hardest day without mainsail, any other day with more favorable winds and mainsail will just be a breeze. Our goal now is to at least stay higher than the first tack we did here. So up we go.
This is to explain why the jib was brought just half.
Okay. Pivot point, this is where the mainsail should be, which is aft, probably the 2 sails here and the jib is here. Now the mainsail doesn't exist, so we don't have this.
For now.
This is the Genoa, which is probably our main propulsion right now. You see? Stand nice and strong. There we go. And then we've got the bouger, which is in front of the Genoa, which we've got slightly furled. You see, because if you have too much open, she's already going to start twisting. And the jib we had coming up before we turn the engine on, I just push her away like that. So by furling up this little bit, there's nothing really turning the boat away.
I hope that was clear.
I think that's what's happening. Correct me if I'm wrong. If we had the mainsail, we could have a jib over here, but also the mainsail working against it, pushing the boat into the rudder. Because now, with this wind coming here, the rudder is just not reacting at all. So, let's hoist the mainsails.
YMCA.
Apparent wind, we're going quite close hauled, but look at this course that it's been holding right now. And have you seen our autopilot? Now and then some few adjustments, but when we have a full rigged ship, this will be a lot more effective.
One thing everybody wants to know, why don't we have a mainsail?
Who needs a mainsail?
We need a mainsail.
We need a mainsail.
And now that we're trying to go upwind more than ever, we really need a mainsail. The reason we don't have it is we removed it to have it fixed and so on like all the others. But then we decided to change the system because we were never happy with having to go up the roof to work on the furling.
Yeah, the furling was supposed to make it easier for us, but every time we had to go and furl and unfurl the sail, instead of just dropping it or hoisting it, we had to go and it got stuck and it just didn't work.
We were not happy having the boom, the mainsail and the furling together. Yeah. So we decided that the mainsail will be hoistable instead of furlable. And then for that we need to adjust the sail, we need to add hooks to it so it can be lifted. But you guys know that we waited 3 or 4 months for our sails to be back, so of course the sail maker has a very tight agenda to start working on making those hooks. So for now we have to be patient, happy with just 3 sails, and hopefully soon we're gonna have the mainsail and we can do this upwind test again. And we really believe that the mainsail will make a huge difference when we're trying to go upwind.
Can I tell them a secret? Long term, long term, no promises. I want to have gaff rigged sails.
Really?
Because if you think about it, it'll almost double our mainsail size, and maybe even have one on the other mast, which does mean we need a second boom, which means we can't really use that space while sailing, at least not downwind, because it'll be dangerous. But that would make us so fast.
But I think for just the 2 of us, it'll be a difficult rigging.
We can make it if we try, just the 2 of us. Okay, just a finger.
The other day, we went to a smaller island that's part of the main island.
The island that was in our way now.
The island that was in our way now. To have a nice barbecue with some friends that also have sailboats. We went all there together sailing and stayed, well, on Yabá having the barbecue, and then we left sailing, which was nice. Then, one of our friends sent us this video. My first thought was,
wow,
sunset. Yabá looks beautiful in the sunset with the 3 sails open. It's a dream come true. How beautiful is Yabá? And I was feeling very, very happy. But then, when I was looking at it longer, you see that the sail area is not proportional with the boat. There's nothing here. And there's everything there.
And that explains our struggle today.
And that explains our struggle always. So we really need to get this mainsail working, but until we cannot hoist it, we won't be having it. Time. When editing this video, I realized that I sounded like saying that we are refusing to use the mainsail in the furler because it's uncomfortable, and that's not what's happening. So I'm going to explain it better. We are not using the mainsail on the furler because, if you know already, we broke our mast last year, and because of that we ended up changing the attachments. We were not very fond of where the sail was attached at the mast before. We thought it was fragile, and the reality showed that it was actually fragile. So now we are attaching the sail in a more firm part, which is a bit lower. So the sail now is too long and we cannot use the furler unless we cut a chunk of the sail. But because we want to have it hoistable, it's not worth it to cut that much of the sail, because later we're going to hoist it. And if you're going to send it to someone to work on it, to cut it, we might as well just send it for someone to make it work hoistable. So that's the real reason we're not using it. It's not because we are refusing to, because it's uncomfortable. I hope now I made it clear and we can go back to the video.
The boat is very sensitive when there's enough wind, like 15 knots plus. We just got behind this hill and the wind dropped, and it's very hard to get the boat pointing upwind with low wind. So let's tack and try and stay in the wind here. We've got our port team loosening the stoppers when the sails start bashing, and we've got our starboard team. Yeah, pode soltar. Already loosened the stoppers. When the sails go across, wait, let the sails go across, let the wind do its work. Oh, very good, wait. The hardest one is going to be the blue one. Yep. Going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Solta o azul. Isso. And that's what we do for now. We are arriving, we've turned the engine on. It was such an amazing sail. We were doing very small, long but short tacks initially, but we finally managed to get the tacks longer and longer and get more and more distance in. We're going to furl the sails right now, see if the dock or the pier is clear, and fill up our water tanks finally. This sail was short in distance, but a very, very long and big learning moment, which is really, really good for us. We'll come to a conclusion in a bit when we're filling water. For now, let's get the crew off their butts, because we've had a long tack this way, and get these sails furled. Nada mais. Isso. Massa. Nice. Good job. You see everyone there?
Congratulations.
Okay, the trick is to not use our long green hose. We've got these fat hoses that go way faster, but we had to get this hole nice and close to the tap. Yeah. Nice. Assim foi. Water is filling. It'll take about, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes for it to fill. This is Baía dos Golfinhos, which means Dolphin Bay. Some of you might remember this bay from a previous episode where I lost my fingernail, which was exactly getting my finger stuck between one of the landline and the wedge, but never going to happen anymore. So let's give it some time. God, it's always a bit hectic, isn't it, mooring a boat, but we did well. They did well.
We are checking in a very technological way if we are grounded.
Okay.
First time sailing here.
True.
Of course it took way longer, but it's way more fun.
This route from where we were to here should be something around 6 nautical miles, and that would take 1 hour or something like that. Because we came sailing upwind, it was actually 16 nautical miles because of the zigzag that we have to do. Of course, from A to B, a straight line is the closest way, and we did the opposite of a straight line. It was 16 miles, and how long? 5 hours instead of 1, and we did 10 miles more than if we were motoring. But who takes the fun that we had away from us, right?
Someone's happy to not be sailing. Seal killer.
Making the most of having infinite water at the moment, having a nice shower.
Filling up every single tank we have bottle. Our time is up. We have to leave, MP. Wait, the boat's coming. Yeah. I think they'll want to use it, so we're off.
There you go, sir. The pier is all yours. We're out. Hey, Nikki. Come here. Last week people were upset that we showed Caio but we didn't show you, so show your face. Tell him that you're a bit camera shy.
And off we go. That was our mission for today. Now we are just going to the bay next door. Upwind again. It's going to be 20 minutes. We are going to motor this time and relax. Oh, this is such a cool day. Made it. Why didn't we go closer?
Because the motorboats have loud music.
But we're gonna have even louder music.
No. What is the verdict after trying to sail upwind for the first time on Yabá?
We can do it if we need to. But ideally, I think we would just choose favorable winds.
But what can we change to make it better? Mainsail is gonna make a huge difference in helping us keep course. That's something that we could see very clearly. Also, that idea of not working with the full jib.
Yeah.
Because the jib, the speed when it's full, what it gives you is less than...
Then have a small one, but being able to go upwind. Not necessarily speed, but you'll be winning a lot of time being able to sail a bit more upwind. What I did really like is we have the low friction rings, which have the sheets coming into the side of the boat. And we played around with that. And we managed to get the sails nice and full. Every time we tacked, we tried a different angle. And then, let's do it a bit more forwards. And then on the other side, before tacking, we would change the position of the low friction ring. Does it sail 100% correctly and easily yet? No, but we've got to start somewhere.
Yabá is getting better, and also we are getting better at knowing her. So of course things can only get better from now on.
I just see us going upwind or close hauled when we're out in an open sea and the wind changes. I won't try and attack the wind as much as possible, going upwind, reaching our destination. I would try and hold the position like we did today until the wind changes to a favorable wind, for example, and then continue.
Yeah, like when we start going up the Brazilian coast, if we have to go upwind, we'll have a lot of room to be tacking. Here we were in this canal.
Not
on
ideal.
one side we had sandbanks, so we couldn't go too much that way, and on the other side there was the hill hiding the wind from us, so we didn't have much space. We were like tacking in a
But we managed to learn
angle.
tacking a lot. We tacked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times. We took a little shortcut halfway, and I'm not even going to call it cheating because we are here to learn, and it was just not working in our favor, like MP said.
Look, if we tacked, I don't know, 8 times, it was 8 times training how to tack Yabá.
And it went very
So
well.
there, I can only see good things from
And
today.
very good job to the crew. Now we're not only just going to sail. We've got a lot of things to visit, a lot of things to do.
I'm very excited for what's coming now.
I think we can call this one a wrap.
And I think we can call this sail a victory.
Definitely. And I heard that there's an abandoned hotel here that I think we should go and explore. What do you think?
I heard that the abandoned hotel is
It's got a spooky story.
scary and spooky, so I'm not sure I want to go.
Comment below if you want us to go and see this abandoned, spooky, haunted hotel. Anyway guys, see you next week. This was epic, and next week will be epic as well.
That was so smooth.
It's the right way up.
Hey.
Timing, please. That would be great.
Muito show.